So we are going to animate a face and a character together, and we're going to start with the head and rigging, like eyebrows, blinking, pupils moving, hair moving, and mouth. And the best thing we can do, because the majority of these animations are going to be at the aspect ratio of 1920 by 1080, we are going to start with a bigger file. Just so there isn't any like blurriness or anything like that. We won't have this anyway with Illustrator, but you might do when you're dealing with pixels in Photoshop. So it's best all round, just a good kind of rule to have it 2000 by 2000 pixels and click create. Cool, lovely. So what I'm going to do is just make sure my templates are there, my color guide can go down to there, and the most important panel that we can already see is layers. That is the most important thing when it comes to working with Character Animator and either Photoshop and Illustrator at the same time. These programs all work concurrently, so they're working at the same time, so any edits you make to one will automatically change the other. And we'll go into that. So what I'm going to do first is create a character. I've got this kind of dinosaur idea thing going. Hopefully it works, otherwise that would be embarrassing. Okay, so I've got my eyes and my pupils, and if I click onto layers and I click under layer 1, we can see all the paths and the ellipses that I've created to make the starting of my kind of dinosaur, not dinosaur kind of head thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is quickly name these layers. First things first is to highlight the whole thing, because we're going to start off with our layer head. Highlight all of that, and we can either go up to object and group, or just do Command G. Command G is probably the quickest way around it. And as you can see, all of those layers are now into one group. I'm going to rename, if I double click, this group called head, and this layer up here I'm going to put plus dino. So, or actually we could call him Rex, couldn't we, to be playful? There we go, plus Rex. So that plus for Illustrator means nothing, it's just the name. But for Character Animator, it's very important, because that symbolizes, that plus symbolizes that you want to individually animate whatever is within those folders. So that will move accordingly to Character Animator once it reads the plus Rex, the head, and then the eyes within that. Okay, so with the eyes, so I'm going to select this one here. What's that? That's my left eye. And even though it's your right eye from the way you're watching it on the screen, Character Animator works as if you are the character, so the point of view from the character. So that would be, in fact, the left eye. So what I'm going to do is quickly create a group for that. So we've got a group, and I'm both going to name them LI for left eye and left eye. And this is how Character Animator reads all of these files in each group. So what I'm going to do is also do this for right eye, so RI, and then make sure selected onto it, create it into a group, same name again. Okay, fantastic. And this time I'm going to look at my pupils. And with the filing system, we know that the pupil is in the eye, so we're going to actually drag these pupils into the eye. So this is my right pupil, so I'm going to rename this R pupil and put that into my right eye layer, as well as this one will be my left pupil. That can go into my left eye folder. So we've already got a really nice kind of file system going on, you can kind of start to understand how Character Animator will read each thing. Okay, so what we need to do is, as I said before, the plus is an individual animated layer, and the plus is represented as a crown in Character Animator. So I'm saying all this, we should jump over there really. Okay, so what we're going to do is, because these programs obviously run at the same time or concurrently, we can go to File, Save. I'm going to name this as Rex because he's called Rex. Just save that on a desktop. That'll be fine. Okie dokes. Let's go to Character Animator. Using Character Animator 2019, that's just the most up-to-date one. And as you can see, I've popped up in the top right-hand corner, you lucky people. And what I'm going to do first is go to File, Import, and let's find Rex. There we go, there he is. Click Import. Fantastic. So at the moment we're in the record mode. We haven't started that section of Rex yet. If we just double click on Rex in our project folder, which is here, let's give it another go. There we go. And he's popped up within our rigging section of Character Animator. So with that, we now need to rig everything together, because Character Animator doesn't automatically know what an eye is, what a pupil is, so you need to tag these appropriately. So the first thing we're going to do is, if we look at Rex here, we can see that we have a crown here where we put our plus originally in our layers. So if I just move Illustrator so we can kind of see what's happening there, click onto that. So here with our character, we can see that we have a crown and representing movement, and the plus represents that crown. Okay, so if I went into record, we can actually have a look. Oh, haven't done something. Okay, so what we need to do is put Rex into a live recording scene, because at the moment, as I mistakenly clicked on here, and you only can see me and no Rex. So what I need to do is click on Rig, and down here we can add Rex to a new scene. So there it says Add to a new scene, create the scene for selected items, click the button essentially. Click the button and voila. And as you can see, automatically, as I move my head, you can see that Rex is kind of moving his head too, which is exactly what we want. If he's moving it a bit weird, or you find your own character is moving his head is a bit weird, it's probably because of the pivot. And the pivot is a point of movement. So if we look at Rig, again, we can see that if I click on the head, our pivot is kind of here in the middle. Well, that's not how your head works. So I'm going to move this pivot down to, let's say, here. There we go. Oh, actually, we can move it on Rex as well, down to there, and see in record. There we go, because now I'm pivoting from the kind of edge of his neck. So if I was nodding or something like that, that is fine. I've appropriately sized Rex into my scene, because I used the 2000 by 2000 aspect ratio. If your aspect ratio is bigger or smaller, what you can see down here in the properties panel, we've got transform. So with transform, we have our anchor of our X and Y, our position of X and Y, and our scale. So we can either change it to bigger or smaller, or change whereabouts our character is within our scene. I'm really happy with where Rex is at the moment, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. But if you need to change it, you can indeed change it. Okay, so the next thing we need to animate, because we've got the head movement, the most important thing is the eyes moving. So let's get those pupils moving. So if we go back into our Illustrator file, what we can see here in our layers is our pupils. So our eyes are not moving all around our face. Maybe with some characters they are, and you can try that out if you want. But today we're just going to create quite a bit of simple rigging. So what I'm going to do, just like we did with Rex, we put a plus, and we're going to do exactly the same thing with each layer of our pupil. So pupil, my left pupil, just going to add a plus, enter, there we go, and also do the same, as we can see, with right pupil as well. There we go. Okay, so remember these are concurrent, so all we need to do is go to File and Save, and then Character Animator. Cool, fantastic. That's that little quick blue loading bar showed that those changes had been made, and we can see that by looking at Rig. If we now look at Rig, we can see on left pupil and right pupil we have these crowns, obviously, as we said, again represented by these plus symbols within Illustrator. So, but at the moment, Character Animator doesn't know what a pupil is, doesn't know what the eye is, doesn't know what you're trying to do with your character. So let's start with the eyes. So left eye, here we go. We're tagged onto it here, we called it LI, fantastic. And as soon as we've clicked onto one of those things, we can see on our properties in the right hand corner, almost like a template of a character. So what we can do is making sure that we're clicked on our left eye folder here. I can then locate my left eye there. As you can see, as I hover above it, it says left eye. Click that to sync that in, and as we can see, a fixed tag has now been added to our character. So let's do that to our right eye. Right eye, lovely. And then let's do that with our pupils. So our left pupil, right pupil, right pupil. Okay, fantastic. Let's go back into record. And if, there we go, if I start to look up and down and across and stuff like that, we can see that our character is in fact looking everywhere. So it might need to resync, but we can do that a bit later. But at the moment, our eyes are moving, which is fantastic. So we're bringing a bit more life to our character. So the next thing we need to do is create a blink for our character. So we're going to concentrate on the eyes, then go back to the up to the eyebrows, then down to the mouth, and then do some hair. Okay, so this is all looking nice and lovely. So I'm going to leave this for now, and we're going to create a blink for our character. It's going to be really, really simple, not hard at all. So quickly go on here, and in Illustrator, I'm going to quickly isolate a layer. So that means whatever I do, I'm just isolated in one layer in one area to make changes, and it's just a quick and easy, simple thing. So with your selection tool, I'm going to click on my left eye, double click, and as we can see in layers, it now says isolation mode. Fantastic, this is what we want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, I'm going to grab my pen tool and add just a nice line straight across the eye, which will represent a blink. And if you've got this little tag along here, just press A to direct selection tool and that will pop away. Okay, and I will call this, rename this to L blink. Cool. So left blink doesn't need a plus or anything like that, and I'm happy with that. What I am going to do is make sure I am clicked onto it, or clicked onto left blink. Fantastic. Yep. And Command C for copy. I'm going to come out of isolation mode for my left eye and go into isolation mode for my left eye, or my right eye even. Getting confused there. There we go. If I then click paste, there we go, there's my blink. Add that in, nice and easy, fantastic. And what I can quickly do is just rename that to our blink for right blink and come out of isolation mode. Awesome. So I've got these lines across my character's eyes, but that's fine. That is going to represent a blink. Again, Command S or File Save and back into our character mode. But again, obviously, Character Animator doesn't know that that is a blink. So what we need to do is go back into our rig, go to right blink, and as you can see here in our tags, we can see right blink is here. So we can click on for that for right blink, left blink, click on that tag there. Cool. As soon as those tags are on with the blue, what we can do is go back to record, and this time we can see that we are blinking. We can move our eyes left and right, and we can blink nice and easy as well. So every time we're adding another layer of animation to our character, and yeah, it's looking quite good actually. The blink's quite good. So next thing I want to do, look at my face, the eyebrows are moving. I want to create some eyebrows for my character. Again, they're going to be really nice and simple. I like creating just really nice and simple little characters for these tutorials. So let's go back to Illustrator. And I'm going to grab my pen tool once again, zoom in, and create some eyebrows. So the eyebrows are going to be just a tad bit different, where they are going to be individual, because obviously eyebrows aren't in your eye, so there will be an individual layer here within our character. So what I'm going to do is from all there, looks quite good, to there, and then get a nice bend. Cool. So what I've got is a black fill here, so I can just get rid of this. Fantastic. Cool. So click onto that. Copy, paste. Make sure that's lined up properly. There we go. And there's some smart looking eyebrows. Okay, so eyebrow there is my right eyebrow. So I'm just going to double click. R brow. And the next one will be L brow. Fantastic. So if I highlight both of these, and I need to then highlight both of these layers, because at the moment my eyebrows aren't in my head, and as you know, or hopefully you do know, that your eyebrows are in fact into your head. So there we go, a little bit of biology there. I'm going to add those in to the top there. So they are in my head layer now. So the next thing I need to do with my brows is again create folders for them. So that's everything that you do. If we get that consistently throughout while character creating, we'll be able to do this really, really quickly. So what I'm going to do is make sure I'm clicked on just right brow for now, and then go to Command G. That will create a group. Right brow. Let's go plus our brow, because what we want are, we can move our eyebrows individually or together, and that's what we're going to do here. So I'm going to put a plus our brow, and then create a group for the left brow, and again that will now be plus L brow. Fantastic. There we go. That's looking good. Command S again. Back into Character Animator. Fantastic. So at the moment, again, Character Animator, we need to rig this together. So let's go to Rig, click on right brow, and as we can see, again with our tags, I'm going to make this our right brow. Cool, there you go. There's that fixed tag. Left brow, highlight that again, click. There's that fixed tag. Click on record, and there we go. So if I move my eyebrows now, and my eyes, and I squint my eyes, there we go. We have now got quite a bit of facial features on our eyes, which is wicked. That's exactly what we're looking for. Blinking's working, my pupil movement is working, and also my eyebrows are working too. Awesome. It's all coming together. Okay. Next thing, we can add a nose. You could individually animate that, I suppose. Really, for my character, I'd be merely kind of just adding nostrils and not much else. So what I'm going to do is probably add a little bit of aesthetics to my character, and then we can come back and look at what we're going to do for the mouth. And when we animate the mouth, we can do a little bit of cheating, but you know, I don't want this video to be about 1,000,000 years long. So we're going to have a look at taking a mouth from somewhere else and adding it in to our character. Okay, so I've made some edits to my dinosaur to make him a bit more look like more of a dinosaur. So I've added some spines in the back of his neck, and he's got some nostrils now, and yeah, so he can maybe look a bit more dinosaur. I don't know, but at the moment he doesn't have a mouth, so we need to create a mouth for our character. So if we look at back into rig, and we look into our, click off that, click lip sync, we can see here, this is everything that we need for lip sync within our character. So we need the initial mouth, a neutral position, as, does, as, f's, l, m, o's, r's, s, us, and woo and ooze. And that can take a really long time. If we were going to model that all today in Illustrator, we'd be here forever, and this video would never end. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a little bit of a cheat. If you click Start up here, and as you can see, we've got loads of different characters or like basic templates that you can use. So what I'm going to do is you can click on any one of these characters if you like the mouth. For now, I'm going to click Chloe because Chloe is a good old reliable template that we can use. And what I'm going to do is, if obviously you're modeling your character within Photoshop, I want you to take the Photoshop template of Chloe. If you're modeling your character in Illustrator, obviously then take the Chloe Illustrator file. So what I'm going to do is click the Illustrator file of Chloe. As we can see, there is Chloe. So she's totally rigged. Awesome. These are automatic templates that are automatically given to you by Adobe. So fantastically, we can see that in the layers there is a mouth, and if we click that, we can see all of these mouth positions here for our character Chloe. And essentially we're going to be a bit of a thieves and we're going to steal them. So just to make sure this works properly, is I'm going to make sure with my selection tool I click on Chloe's mouth, make sure it's selected here, and then Command C, jump back over to Rex, zoom out a little bit, Command V, really small mouth. But as you can see, as soon as we've pasted that, all of these mouth positions have been pasted into our character layers. So what I'm going to do is quickly highlight all of those. Yep, they're all highlighted, fantastic. Command and G, and we're going to call this group mouth, and then we're going to drag that down into our head, and then I can quickly just call these layers, what's that one? That's our left nose, right nose, and then I suppose we could highlight them both and try and group them both, fantastic, into just nose, and then file that into there. That's fine. And then these are just almost like spines or things like that. So what I can call this is spine 1, spine 2, and spine 3. Again, I can then highlight all of these and add these here. No biggie. I'm not going to animate them, so they can just stay in there for now. They're not going to be in any harm's way. But I know what they are because I named them. That's always important. So with the mouth, what I can do is select this and stretch out the mouth so it's big enough. Cool, fantastic. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that. And obviously, because we've copied and pasted that from Chloe, which is already a character animator template, this is already rigged up. So this saves us loads and loads of time. So if I go Command S to save, back to Character Animator, I'm currently fixed on Chloe at the moment, but if I go back to Rex, And there we go. Right, so the mouth is absolutely huge, but you can see the effect there. We have now got a full talking Dino Rex. I might just scale down that mouth just a little bit, just so it fits into our space. But the eyebrows are working good. The mouth looks good with the character as well. And then as you can see, the spines aren't affecting our character at all. So that is awesome. That is exactly what we want. Okay, for the last thing for animating our character, what we're going to do is animate the hair. And so, yeah, dinosaurs don't have hair, but it's a cartoon. You can do whatever you like. So I'm going to add some kind of spikes of hair maybe around here on our character. First things first. So what we're going to do now is just create some hair for our character. So what we're going to quickly do is I'll just grab the pen tool again. Okay, so in our rig, I've added some like spikes. It looks a bit weird, but I'm gonna get over it. As for some hair for my character. So if I moved in real life, your hair kind of it's got a little bit of sort of like natural physics to it and a little bit of natural wobble. So what I'm going to do is animate the spiky hair. So a really easy way to do that. So we're going to go to rig, and if I individually I don't think I've named the hair, have I? No, I haven't. So again, this is a mistake we shouldn't be making. So if we see these paths here, what I'm going to do is name that hair 1, hair 2, and hair 3. And I'm going to highlight these and ensure they are in my head. There we go, fantastic. Great. What I'm going to do is just name that background as well. Command save. Let's have a look. Lovely, that's fine. Okay, so as you can see, these probably need to be grouped as well. So as we can see, these also need to be grouped. So can we do that with all of them? Let's just do one at a time because we want to individually animate them. So firstly, hair 1, Command G, hair 1, hair 1's in there, great. Hair 2, group hair 3. So hair 1, hair 2, and hair 3 are all now in groups. Fantastic. Save that and go to Character Animator. Awesome. Okay, so now that those hair follicles are in, what we're going to do is change the anchor point or the pivot point of these hairs. So what I'm going to do is, with just our selection tool on hair 1, is create that pivot around there. Same with hair 2, and same with hair 3. Okay, so once that is done with the hair, what I'm going to do is go down right to the bottom, and you see these icons here. I'm going to go to the dangle point. The dangle point, or dangle tool, adds a dangle handle to sway the puppet when the containing group moves. Okay, so what I'm going to do is add almost like a weight to the top of these. So what I'm going to do is click on hair 1, there we go, and add a dangle point. I'm then going to go to hair 2, add a dangle point, and hair 3 to add a dangle point. Fantastic. So if I go back into record, I should then, once I move my, I know it's kind of haven't really got much movement, so we can actually go to physics, dangle, and then you can see stiffness. So at the moment it's 100%. Let's make it 82%, or maybe more. So, and then we've kind of got a little bit of movement there. Maybe it needs to be all in. Oh, okay. I know what I've done. Rookie error. Getting late. Okay. So what we need to do with all of our hairs is we've done everything right apart from the pluses. So again, as I keep saying, even though I get it wrong, add the pluses to, because they are going to individually move. So there we go, rookie error, but there we go, no worries. Now we save those. Hopefully our rigging will read it, and not quite yet. Maybe we need to change. Oh, okay. So we have dangle points. Oh, okay. So what it's done is now I've added the pluses, it's totally changed what I originally done. So what I need to do is just change that down to there, hair 2 down to there, hair 1 down to there, and then on each of these I can then add again a dangle point to hair 1, hair 2, and hair 3. Okay, let's go to record, and there we go. As you can see, we've now got a little bit of sway. Let's see if we can get a little bit more sway in that hair. Stiffness 200%. Let's drag that down to 87. So there we go. There we've now got our lovely swaying hair for our animated Rex dinosaur, as well as the mouth, as well as the pupils and the eyebrows, and even the blink. Okay, so what I'm going to do is stop it there, and there'll be another video for animating the rest of the body together with the stick tool, the draggle tool, and again dangle. Okay, cool. I will see you soon.